Every night, the city watched in awe as Augustus Vale, a billionaire known for his power and arrogance, dined like a king inside his golden restaurant, where crystal plates and imported candles shone brighter than the moon outside. People whispered that his presence alone could make chefs tremble and businessmen bow, for no one dared refuse a man whose money could rewrite fates. Yet beneath the glitter of endless luxury, the world outside struggled in silence. One rainy evening, a new waitress named Mira stepped into the dining hall. Quiet but observant, her eyes carrying stories of survival. Augustus dismissed her with a cold glance, expecting her to serve him like everyone else. But her calm gaze unsettled him, for she did not fear his name. When he mocked her simple clothes before the crowd, Myra said nothing, but fate moved quietly behind her. Soon, truth would unfold, revealing who truly held the power, him or the girl who served him humility for dessert. Augustus Vale grew up believing wealth was the only proof of worth. He bought respect, manipulated justice, and owned restaurants across the country, each more lavish than the last. His favorites stood at the heart of the city: marble floors, gold-lined mirrors, and chandeliers dripping with diamonds. Every night, he demanded royal treatment, punishing workers who made the slightest mistake. No one dared speak. They needed the job to survive. When Myra arrived, hired quietly after a worker disappeared overnight, she moved with grace but carried a mysterious calm. Unlike others, she didn't shrink when Augustus barked orders. Instead, she served him with quiet precision, never allowing his arrogance to disturb her. Her silence irritated him. He mocked her simple upbringing before wealthy guests, expecting humiliation to break her. But Mira's steady voice carried a truth he didn't expect it. Truth that would soon bring his world crashing down and expose a past he thought he buried. The next night, Augustus returned, expecting special treatment. Mira greeted him normally, offering the menu without bowing. The guests watched, shocked at her boldness. He slammed his hand on the table, demanding she apologized. She simply asked what he wanted to eat, her calm challenging his ego. He ordered the rarest dish, knowing it took hours to prepare, and warned her that one mistake would cost her job. Myra nodded and disappeared into the kitchen. An hour later, she returned with his meal, placing it gently before him. But Augustus noticed something unusual: a small note tucked beneath the plate. Curious, he unfolded it. His hand froze. The note mentioned a tragedy from 20 years ago, when a small restaurant burned down because of a forged contract. A family lost everything, and a young girl survived alone. Only Augustus knew he was responsible. He looked up, shaken, and found Mira staring at him. She was the girl who lost her family. His arrogance faltered, and fear crept in. Myra leaned closer, whispering that she had proof. The restaurant fell silent. He demanded security, but no one came. Many employees had learned the truth from her. His empire began to collapse that very night. Myra revealed that she had gathered old documents, witness statements, even letters he once thought destroyed. She had spent years waiting, working unnoticed in restaurants across the city, searching for the right moment. Augustus tried to threaten her with money, but she refused. She brought forward journalists, who entered the restaurant as guests. Cameras caught everything: his trembling hands, his desperate excuses, his fear. Within days, the truth spread. Authorities reopened the case. His businesses came under investigation. Investors abandoned him. People he once controlled stepped forward with stories of abuse, fraud, and financial crimes. Myra testified, not with hatred, but with a calm strength that silenced the courtroom. Augustus sat powerless, his wealth unable to save him. He was sentenced for arson, fraud, and manipulation. As cameras followed him in handcuffs, the world watched the fall of a king who fed on people's struggles. Meanwhile, Mira bought the ruined remains of her family's old restaurant. She rebuilt it, naming it Hope's Table, a place where no one was judged by wealth. Workers ate alongside customers. The poor received free meals. Her story spread far and wide. The waitress who served humility to a billionaire. At night, she lit a candle for her family, grateful that their memory guided her toward justice, not destruction. Years later, Augustus sat alone in a small prison cafeteria, eating the same simple meals as every other inmate. No gold plates, no servants, no applause, just silence that forced him to remember every face he once crushed. Meanwhile, Myra stood at the entrance of her restaurant, greeting strangers with warm smiles. The walls glowed with photographs of families, workers, and children she had helped since finding peace. Sometimes she thought of Augustus, not with hatred, but with quiet acceptance. She had learned that revenge destroys, but justice rebuilds. One evening, a customer asked if she regretted forgiving him. Myra answered that true strength lies not in wealth, but in choosing kindness when the world expects cruelty. When the sun set behind the city, her restaurant filled with laughter, proving that the powerful are not those who dine like kings, but those who feed the world with love.